Welcome to the 10-Minute Mind Shift Podcast. I'm your host, Janet Cagle, certified life coach, weight loss coach, and lover of all things related to upleveling my life and yours. My goal is to help you get one step closer to your goal, whatever it is. My goal is not to keep you wrapped up in self-help all day, just 10 minutes. And who doesn't have 10 minutes, right? Hey friends, welcome back. This is episode number 99 and writing your goal story. You are writing your goal story whether you are aware of it or not. Your brain is like a computer program that runs several operating systems all at the same time. And in the recesses of your brain is the story that you are living regarding your goal, whatever your goal is. The story you are living out as it relates to your goal is nothing more than the thoughts that you are thinking. And those thoughts are creating the way that you are experiencing your goal journey. Here's an example. I entered a dressage show for mid-October, and due to Hurricane Ian, it was canceled. And instead of feeling disappointed, I felt relieved. Why was I feeling relieved instead of disappointed? It was super confusing and an odd reaction for me, so I did some work to find out what was behind feeling relieved. You might be scratching your head thinking that feeling relief is more positive than feeling disappointed, right? I felt like I should have been looking forward to the show and I should have been disappointed, and I wasn't. I was so relieved. I literally felt a lift of heaviness from my body that caused me to examine all of the thoughts that I had been carrying around about this show. So here they are. We aren't that much better now than we were 3 months ago. We need more time. We aren't ready. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. What's the point? What am I trying to prove? We should be further along already. Why haven't we started flying lead changes yet? I'm not getting any younger and neither is he. What's the point of this again? This is a lot of money to spend for something that doesn't matter to anyone but me. Anyone else could ride him better. Do you hear the quits ahead of time, the self-doubt, the judgment, the comparison, the self-pity? It's no wonder I was relieved when the show canceled. If each one of those emotions felt like a 5-pound bag of flour, that's 50 pounds of negative weight I was carrying around. Carrying around that much negative weight is bound to steal your energy, drain you physically and mentally, and that's exactly what was happening to me. It was also creating a block to positive emotions like fun and joy and accomplishment. So many of us are carrying around negative goal stories and thought patterns that are draining us of the energy that we need to actually create the result that we want to experience. When we start telling ourselves the story of our goal with a negative bias, well, that becomes exactly how you experience your journey. So it's no wonder that we quit or postpone or drag our feet, right? When you focus on the deprivation aspect of clean eating, you are robbed of the full experience of clean eating. Clean eating can also be interesting, fulfilling. It can feel like control. It can feel empowering to conquer your relationship with food. It can feel rewarding. All of those emotions tap into the reward center of your brain, and it creates motivation and inspiration to keep going. It does not have to be only about deprivation. In fact, if we make clean eating about deprivation, we will create a white-knuckle ride and it will be a battle of willpower. That's no way to experience that goal. When you focus on the fear of someone leaving you, you are robbed of the joy that is available to you right now by their presence. Your fear of rejection has you living in the space of rejection ahead of time. When you are afraid that you will sound stupid if you contribute to the meeting, you will miss the opportunity to grow in professionalism. Your fear of vulnerability has you living in a space of isolation ahead of time. When you doubt that anyone will buy your book that you have in your soul or appreciate the music that you want to share with the world, you deprive yourself the gift of contribution. Your fear of judgment has you living in judgment ahead of time. Do you see that? So, what to do? How do we clean up this goal story? We start by becoming very aware of what is going on when your brain throws you those self-doubt and fear thoughts. Ask your brain, exactly what are you trying to protect me from? Remember, our brain operates in survival mode subconsciously 90% of the time, so it's always surveying your life for risk and danger. When you tell yourself that your clean eating is depriving you of the all-you-can-eat ice cream bar, your brain feels like you are going to be missing out on something important for survival. You are feeding the brain's motivation to avoid pain, emotional pain. And those thoughts are challenging the part of the brain that is wired to seek pleasure. It doesn't know that trading the ice cream bar for clean eating is better for you. That part of your brain is not where the logic center is housed. In fact, that part of your brain has the sophistication of a toddler. When you tell yourself that there's no use in jumping into a relationship because they will probably leave you anyway, you are feeding that part of the brain that, again, is motivated by avoiding pain, emotional pain. And here is the truth. You are already feeling rejected ahead of time. Just because you put the words fear of in front of the emotion that your brain is avoiding doesn't mean that you aren't going to feel it anyway. You feel it ahead of time. And I was doing exactly that. I was feeding the fear of embarrassed disappointment and humiliation ahead of time. So that is exactly how I was experiencing the pursuit of my goal journey. And that is what I was creating more of for me in other areas of my life. When you become aware of doing this to yourself, instead of experiencing your goal from a state of negative emotions, ask yourself how you want to experience this journey. Decide how you want to feel and then go to work generating, cultivating, and nurturing the thoughts that serve you. I wanted all of my time with Dutch to be learning and teaching. I want it to be educational. I want it to be fun. I want to enjoy this time with him. I want him to enjoy me as his human. And if I'm doubting and afraid of failing, he will pick up on that. And that becomes how he experiences our time together. I want this journey to be full of joy and special moments. I will miss out on all of that if I'm afraid of feeling and experiencing all of it. Our lives are 50-50, but depending on how we view it, it can feel like crap is always happening to us, or we are always failing. So it feels more like 0, 100. But that's only because that's how we're telling the story of our goal. One of the things that struck me when I found life coaching is that my life started feeling less like 50-50 and more like 60-40. Even 70-30, and life started feeling less like 50-50 and more like 60-40 or 70-30 because I could stop the cycle of thoughts that were feeding the brain's motivational strategy. In a few days now, and by the time this episode is published, we will be past the event, but we will ride in the Western Dressage of Florida Annual Championship, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of the people hanging out with my guy and seeing what we can accomplish together. And I'm looking forward to seeing Dutch try to jones for some treats from Steve. It's fun to see them together and building their relationship. I think the emotion to describe my intention for this show is fun. Will it be hard work? Yes, but hard work can also be fun. It can be both. Will it test my nerves? Yes, but I know that it can also be exciting to put my work out there for all of the people to see and to be judged. It can be exciting and interesting, and I can be vulnerable. All of it. Could we fall flat? For sure. We've done it before. But what I also know is that if we don't show up and get in the arena because we're afraid to fail, well, we fail anyway. So get up, get a pen, get a piece of paper, write down exactly how you want to experience your goal, whatever your goal is. Get to work creating the thoughts to support you. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. And now go have the best day ever. That's a wrap. I hope that you were able to experience a mind shift of your own today. Listen, if you loved this podcast, you should totally check out my Life by Design 6-week bootcamp. It's a work at your own pace workshop and something that you can do over and over and over again to uplevel your results. If a one-on-one coaching program is more your jam, I am all in. Just shoot me an email and get ready for a transformation at the speed of life.